We don't know what happens next.
When you think of artificial intelligence, what comes to mind? Is it a sci-fi movie from the 1980s, or is it something a bit more serious that could potentially cost you your job or impact your child's education? One thing is clear, lawmakers here in Washington are starting to debate artificial intelligence a bit more, with possible changes happening this summer.
We'll see more technological change in the next 10 years than we've seen in the last 50 years.
President Biden discussing the need for more debate on AI Tuesday in California.
AI is unlike anything Congress has dealt with before.
And Senator Chuck Schumer, who leads Democrats in the Senate, detailed Wednesday how he wants Congress to dive into this issue this summer. Schumer wants at least 9 congressional panels formed to discuss ways of preventing privacy losses and job losses. Already, tech giants Microsoft and Google have called on the federal government to speed up the conversation around new regulation and laws. One idea on Capitol Hill is to create a cabinet-level task force to examine the potential consequences of AI. The White House is working to implement an AI Bill of Rights that would mandate Americans know when AI is being used on them, giving Americans the right to have a human interaction, too, if they wish.
We don't know what happens next. But we know it will.
Tom Wheeler is a fellow at the Brookings Institution and is a previous chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, the FCC. Wheeler says more regulation is an easy phrase to say. It's much harder to implement. Generally, companies may say they want regulation, but back off if their business model's impacted.
Now we get to the discussion of, okay, what's appropriate regulation? How do you put it in place?
One example of what some fear is take, for instance, a dog riding a skateboard. Yes, a silly concept, but for years, in order to get that image, a graphic designer would need to be hired to build it. Perhaps it would take a day or two to even create it. AI, though, allows you to just type up the idea and, like magic, it's there. Yes, that makes life easier, but it could also put that graphic designer out of work. Whether or not Congress can address AI in a meaningful bipartisan way this year is very much to be determined. Bipartisan interest doesn't always mean new laws. Joe St. George, Scripps News, Washington.